effort into this business. My wife, we had our son Riser about almost 3.5 years ago. And the first year of his life, we made a very healthy six-figure income with World Ventures residually, meaning I did not go out and do a bunch of meetings. I did virtually no work at all. But based on the effort that I had put forward in the past, I was able just to show up for my wife and for my son when they needed me the most that first year and have everything taken care of because of this idea. So when people tell you that this doesn't work or this isn't worth putting the time, effort, and energy into, you can point to me as a story of somebody who didn't have any skills, somebody who didn't know what they were doing when they got started, somebody that didn't have overnight success, that still moved forward through the path and was able to reap the rewards for his entire family thanks to this idea. So there's a lot of amazing things getting ready to take place with this company, and as we transition into the new era, as I put it. But I'm grateful that somebody shared this with me, and I'm grateful that I put effort into something that was worth getting good at, because I have other businesses. I know people that have made a lot of money doing other things, but there's no lifestyle that compares to what we can build in this industry. So, Kylie, Tyler, I'll flip it back over to you guys. If people have some questions, I'm happy to hop on and help, especially with the transitions that are taking place.
Perfect, Brian. Thank you for that testimonial, I guess it is. I know Tyler has some questions. I have some questions. Anyone else have some questions that want to go first? Otherwise, I'll let Tyler go first. All right, Tyler, it looks like you're going to be up.
Yeah, we'll steal the show right off the bat. Hey, anybody who's new to this call, also, again, on our team, not on our team directly, know us, don't know us. We're family. We all rise together. If we all can grow as a company, we'll definitely take over. So don't, if you're new to this and don't feel like you're in a place to ask a question, you're wrong. Feel free to ask one. Brian, straight off the bat, this is for, hold on, I'm going to mute somebody real quick. This is more so a personal question probably that'll help me, and maybe somebody else is feeling this way. How have you gotten past the preparation of rejection? And what I mean by that is just letting loose, genuinely and innocently, having that excitement to show people, that we have something absolutely crazy again, because I think it is very easy. You go through all the training to handle objection, and you hear the super reds that have that desire to really burn somebody as soon as they say something sideways. And I feel as though, I've been on 70 trips with this company now, just about that, like a crazy, stupid number. I'm not even a director yet. I was like 20 sales away. I guess, how do you get back to that, if you will, if you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, man, when I got started with the call, I was like, I think the people who've stuck around are going to get paid dividends for years to come. And I got respect for you, man, for doing what you've done the last 6, 12, 18 months. Kylie told me about that. And I want to say that first and foremost. Rejection sucks. No matter who you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter how much successful you've been or you've become, somebody telling you no, or somebody telling you, really, it's this, right? It's somebody judging what you're doing. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. Why are you bringing this to me? Why me? Network marketing sucks. Why are you trying to pitch me an opportunity? Whatever it is, the judgment of it is what sucks the most, because it's like, well, I was bringing this to you for a reason. Like, sure, I might benefit if you enroll as a customer. I might benefit if you decide to sign up and become a representative and bring on 100 or 1,000, other customers to the team. But like, what you think of me is that I was trying to like take advantage of you. That's how I see it. It's like, when somebody says no and they say it in a rude way or in a way that there's rejection, I'm like, And like, I wasn't coming at you to see this as a way to take advantage of you. I was coming at you as a way to, hey, I want you to be a part of this. And so to me, my colors, if you guys don't know, the red, blue, green, yellow that Marcus said it teaches, I'm a red, but I'm also yellow. That's my second color, which means I'm very competitive. I would like to kick your butt politely. So the rejection part of it isn't fun. Like reaching out to people, knowing that they might say no isn't fun. But also, here's what I know. I've built my belief to the point where I know this is maybe the best way to build a lifestyle that you can be excited about to do the things that you want to do. And so that's helped me get into the some will, some won't, so what mindset of I'm going to show this to you, and if you like it, great. If you don't, that's totally fine too. If it's not for you, then no worries. I'm not going to take that so much personally. I like what Wayne says. Wayne says you're not saying no to you're not saying no to me, or you're not saying no to the opportunity. You're saying no to the lifestyle that you could have had. And you know, our personal team has now earned over $13 million in commissions. So the fact that you say no doesn't mean that there's something wrong with what we're doing. The fact that you say no means you're probably too scared to say yes to give yourself a chance to create a different lifestyle.
That's awesome. Awesome. Anybody else have a question before I jump on one? Nobody? Okay. I guess since you've been in for 13 years, you've probably gone back around to show people you've already shown in the past that have said no, maybe once, maybe twice, maybe a few more times. How is your way about going back to those people, like maybe your invite or how you approach them?
Yeah, that's a good question, Kylie. I learned this from Eric Grzybowski, or as I call him, Grizz, or as many call him, Eric G. If you showed somebody World Ventures 3 years ago, or 5 years ago, or even a year ago, they probably don't even remember what you showed them. All they remembered is that you showed them something around travel and it cost X amount of dollars. They don't remember anything else. So we have this perception that people think we think that they know what we know. They don't. They don't hardly remember what we showed them, even if we showed them a full presentation the right way. So circling back with people, I think we have a fear that we're annoying people or we're bothering people. But I will say, in today's age of information everywhere, that for me personally, when somebody follows up with me a second time or a third time to check out or review whatever they're doing, network marketing or not network marketing, the way that I take that is that they're serious about what they're doing. If somebody only talks to me about something once, no matter what it is, and then I never hear from them again, obviously they're not serious about doing what they're doing. But if somebody follows back up with me 2 times, 3 times, even 4 times, I'm like, dang, they're serious about what they're doing. I'm gonna pay them attention. So I think the same is true with this business. If you're not following up with people a second time, a third time, a fourth time to reinvite them to see what's going on, you're not serious. You're not bothering people. You're not bothering people, but their perception is you might not be serious about this. So following up with people in a way that's not like, hey, why haven't you responded to my message? Okay, that's wrong. But circling back with somebody and say, hey, just wanted to put this conversation back on your radar because I was serious about what I was talking to you about. Okay, now I'm going to pay attention to what's going on. I think that's a great question.
That was a great answer too. Anyone else have any questions? I know Tyler has a few. I have a few. Don't be scared.
No, these scaredy cats gonna have to wait. No, if anybody wants to pop on again, feel free. I'm gonna unmute some of the lines that I had to mute before. Just please unmute yourself again. But I know we got plenty of leaders on here. We got a ton of rock stars, some that were marketing directors, senior reps, et cetera, 3-star reps. I mean, there's a lot on here. So I know you leaders will step on. You probably just don't have anything on the moment. How did you not want to kick Zoe's butt when he? I heard the story that he was in. Then he left, and he was one of your close friends. Made things interesting. How did you guys handle that? From what it obviously went well because he's a IMD or was an IMD with us. So how'd you guys handle that?
You know, I remember the conversation because my brother was the one who personally enrolled Lorenzo Roybal the very first time. And Lorenzo Roybal, 3 days later, called and canceled and quit and got his money back. And my brother was a little bit disappointed at, when that happened because Zoe was one of his best friends and still is today. And I said, good, we don't need him. This is what I told my brother when Zoe quit the very first time. And we met back up maybe 3 or 4 months later. Zoe doesn't tell the story all that often. For those of you guys who don't know, Zoe's made about close to $4 million with World Ventures, just to give you an idea. He's made about 3 to 4 times what I've made, me and Sarah. And we showed up to the, it was a, what was the name of the place? We showed up to a restaurant that we had dinner at all together. And we didn't mention one thing about World Ventures. And he would tell us at a later date that it bothered him that we didn't care that he had quit. Because people want to follow people who know where they're going, and people don't want to follow beggars. People want to follow leaders, people that know where they're going. But he did ask us something that night that was interesting. He goes, well, how do you guys do this? And we said, well, we just invite people to come show up to a presentation. We say, hey, what are you doing tomorrow night at 7:00? Nothing. Great. Cool. Come on, show up. Can I count on you being there? And Zoe thought that invite, that simple invite, was the most brilliant thing in the world. And because he learned how we did this, he decided to re-sign up. We met at Panda Express, by the way, now that I remember. And he re-signed up, and his very first presentation that he ever showed up to, he invited 6 people. I think he had 3 or 4 show up and sign up that first night, and the rest is history with the tens of thousands that he put in. I don't know. I just think that we knew where we were going. We knew what we wanted to do. We wanted to do it with him, but if he didn't join us, we had to figure out how to build it anyway. So there's people in your life, in my life, that we would want to do this business with, and they just don't come along with us. But some will come along with us afterwards because they realize that we're going to do it either way.
Nice. We actually have a question from Andre. He typed it in the chats. He said, hey, Brian, with the transitions happening, how are you going to build at this present moment?
Yeah, really good question, Andre. So let me explain this for a minute. And I think probably most people have heard on this call that we're in process right now of merging with another company that's a powerhouse in this industry that not a lot of people know about because they have more of an international presence, called Secret Direct. And stay tuned to see what's getting ready to take place over the next 1 to 3 to 5 weeks. But what I'm excited about is the fact that, okay, here's what I'm excited about. Let me just tell it like it is because we ain't got time to waste. I'm excited about, we got a badass team of reps in World Ventures that know how to build World Ventures. And the company itself has had some challenges over the last 3 years. Like, let's just all be adults here. There's been some challenges that the company's faced over the last 3.5 years. And a lot of those challenges have come from the corporate side of things, the home office side of things. So what I'm so excited about is the fact that we get to do everything that we have been doing, between travel, between market setting and our training, between all of our teams, keeping everybody together, our culture together, all of these things. We get to keep doing the same things. But now we get to be a part of a company that is rock solid with some amazing leadership, a brand new home office and leadership that, for me personally, I'm so excited to be a part of. And we have new products to be able to share with people, which, by the way, if you haven't checked out any of Secret products, here's my two that I was surprised to, have anything to say about. I don't have them in front of me with me. I'm in my car right now. But there's one called Hydro Recovery FX. If you haven't seen that, if you haven't taken it. And there's another one called Booster. And we've talked about how travel is the deal for a long, long time, which I agree still is. But if you want to win the day, to win the week, to win the year, to win your life, if you don't sleep well and feel good in the morning to win that day, it's hard to accomplish your goals in a nutshell. Secret's got some amazing products that now that people are going to buy and already buying, like without a shadow of a doubt, that now get to boost our income if you, as a rep, or as they call it, an agent now, have the ability to market outside of just travel alone with everything that's going on right now. And so to answer that question, Andre, there's some things that are going to be developing over the next handful of days, handful of weeks. For me personally, I want to continue to share this with people, let people know what's getting ready to take place. These two giants, these two global giants that are merging in the industry, and how significant that can be for them from a timing perspective. And I just got off a phone call with Byron like 90 minutes ago or less, and there's some even more compelling things that are getting ready to develop. I would just say this: hats off to you for being here, right now, and just stay tuned for the cool things that are getting ready to take place.
Awesome. Brian, do you have time for like one or two more questions?
Yeah.
That work? Okay. I know Allie has a question, so go ahead, Allie.
How do you and Sarah build this together? What are some tips that you have for couples building this together? And if you could kind of go a little bit into like who started first, if you guys started at the same time, some ups and downs you guys may have had, and how you guys build together.
Yeah, really good, Allie. This is a question that doesn't get brought up a lot, but should be brought up more often. So thank you for sharing that. Sarah introduced me to the concept. So she was the one that was working on the summer internship. She was the one that gave me the magazine. I wanted to sign up before she wanted to sign up. And ultimately, she ended up signing up before I signed up. So I am on Sarah's team officially. Working as a husband, wife, or as a boyfriend, girlfriend, or a spouse, significant other, whatever the scenario is, it can be challenging. It can be challenging because building a business together at the same time while maintaining a, I guess you could say, romantic relationship, it can be challenging for a number of different reasons. So for those who are building as a couple or might be building as a couple in the future, I would say that the number one piece of advice that I could give was to play to each other's strengths and not expect one person to do one thing or the other. For instance, Sarah is really good at things that I'm not good at. I'm good at things that Sarah is not good at. So I don't want to be on Sarah's case for like, why didn't you do this today? And I don't want her to be on my case about, well, why didn't you do this today? Why didn't you show this many people today? Why didn't you do, whatever the case was. Let each other play to each other's strengths and appreciate each other for what each other does, but have no expectation for what the other person does. Because guys are good at things that girls aren't typically good at, like generally speaking, and vice versa. Like people love Sarah for what she does in like a small, more intimate group, and people appreciate me for what I do in a different type of scenario. So, as a couple, just being grateful for whatever each person contributes and not expecting anything of the other person would be probably my biggest advice after 13 years.
Thank you.
Awesome. Anyone else have a question before we end the call? Otherwise, I will shoot one last question out. Anyone going once, going twice? All right. So the last question I'll do is, what is your favorite clothes to use when you're showing someone?
That's a good question. The best clothes. If I had to pick one, if you got something better, go ahead and show me.
I like that.
I stole that from Wayne Nugent. Like, at the end of the day, if you got something that's better, please show me, because I want to see it. And typically nobody has an answer. That's a pretty powerful close.
Yeah, I like that one. That's a good one. All right. Well, thank you for your time. I know you have a wife and some babies to get back to, and I'm sure some other calls tonight. So we really appreciate your time. If everybody could come off mute and thank Brian.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Brian.
And thanks, Sarah, too, for giving us your time.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah.
Thank you guys for
Thank
having me.
you.
Appreciate you. We'll see you guys
All right.
soon. Congratulations to you for being here. Exciting times ahead.
Thank you.